everybody. I'm back and I'm here to talk to you about how to play the soprano recorder. The soprano recorder usually comes in a bag like this, and it looks like this. It's the smallest of the 4 recorders that you can have, which is why it's called a soprano. And it comes in different colors. This one happens to be brown and white, and it has holes in it. Lots of holes in the front and 1 hole in the back. And this little thing sticking up right here is for your thumb to hold it. So when you put your thumb under like this, actually it's with this hand and this hand, you can hold your recorder and it won't fall out of your hand to the ground. Now, you have to use your mouthpiece, or they call this a fipple. You have to use this and put it in your mouth, but you don't put the whole thing in your mouth. You just put this tip, in between your 2 lips, and you close your lips together because, again, your lips are muscles. So you don't want to use an open mouth for this. You want to use a closed mouth for this. You also get something like this. This is called a recorder cleaner. It looks like a needle without a point, and it has this hole in the end called the eye, and you put a very thin cloth right through the eye and you clean the inside of your recorder, because when you breathe slow air, it condenses. Now for you younger people who don't know what condensation is, that's water in your breath. And the water in your breath gets inside the recorder, and it's yours. And it needs to be cleaned out once in a while, usually if you've played it for a long, long time. Now, the soprano recorder, it comes in different sizes, and I brought my second size here today. This is a soprano, and this is an alto. Notice they're different sizes, how big the alto is and how tiny the soprano is. Now, naturally, this one is heavier, but it also has different fingerings, different ways to put your hands on the holes in order to make your sounds. So, we're going to play with the soprano today. Now, the first thing I want to do is I don't want to cover any holes. I want to put my left hand on the top, and I want to put my right hand, that can't make the letter L, on the bottom. And I'm just going to not cover any holes and gently blow. Now, if you don't know what gently blowing is, put 1 finger up, and you're going to put slow air across your finger. Now, if you put slow air across your finger, it's going to feel a little bit warm. And warm air is what we want inside our recorder, because it's a small tube and it can't handle a lot of air, or it's going to make a really ugly sound. Okay? So I'm going to put my left hand, because I can make the letter L, on the top. I'm going to put my right hand on the bottom with my thumb here. I'm not going to touch any holes yet, and I'm going to gently blow. Did you hear that? That was a really high sound. Kind of pretty, wasn't it? Now, I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to put it on the thumb hole on the back, and I'm going to cover it all the way, and I'm going to put my pointer finger on the front, and I'm going to cover it all the way, and I'm going to tuck my right hand fingers behind my recorder and put my pinky on the bottom. So it kind of looks like this, my hand position, so that I'm nice and secure and won't drop my instrument. So I'm going to play a note called the letter B. And on the chart, you're going to find out that the holes that are covered are colored in black, and the holes that are open are colored in white. Did you notice? My sound was lower than when it was open. Now the letter B. But B's not the only letter that I can play. I can change my note and put my finger down on the second hole and make it the letter A. It's lower than the letter B, and I can figure that out and demonstrate that by lifting this finger and changing my sound. Here's B, here's A. Now I can change my sound again and put my third finger on the third hole down. Just like I'm doing buttons on my shirt, I can do first button, second button, third button. And I can make another sound called G. It's lower than the other two, and if you'll notice, I've got 3 holes going down my recorder, so G is lower because I've covered up 3 holes already, and I'm getting lower to the bottom. So the more holes I cover toward the bottom, the lower my sound is going to be. And when I lift my fingers up and away, the higher my sound is going to be. You'll notice that in a minute. So here's B, here's A, and here's G. So I'm going to play all of those in order. That starts a song, doesn't it? Let's see. What song can I play? In case you didn't know, the title of that song is Hot Cross Buns, and it's one of the easiest songs to play on the soprano recorder. Now, in case you didn't know this, a long, long time ago, there was an English king called King Henry VIII. He was a musician, and he owned 400 different recorders, and he even wrote songs for the recorder. So you can go on Google and find out about King Henry VIII and his music, and you can even listen to some of the things he wrote for the recorder a long, long time ago. Okay? He's not the King of England anymore. They have a new ruler, and she happens to be a lady, and her name is Queen Elizabeth II. But know that even royalty really liked the recorder. Would you like to hear that Hot Cross Buns bit again? Here we go. Now, left hand over right, sitting up straight, breathing from the diaphragm, fipple or mouthpiece just inside the lips, close the lips, blow gently, learn B, learn A, learn G, and you are on your way to making music and your own songs. And that is how we play the recorder.